Xiaomi is one of those brands that usually has a clear line of devices. First, we've got the premium Mi range, then the value for money budget Redmi range. And within the Redmi series, we have the larger Redmi Note series that occupies the 10 to 15K price segment and the smaller Redmi series that occupies the 6 to 10K segment. Now, upsetting this delicate balance, Xiaomi's introduced the Redmi Y1. To complicate things further, this phone is sold as the Redmi Note 5A Prime in China. Confused yet? Well, in this video, let's take a close look at the Redmi Y1 and see if this phone warrants your attention. But before we do that, if this is your first time here, or in case you've forgotten and now wondering why, Y1, why? As always, I guess it just sounded better in my head. Anyway, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech, and before we proceed, if you do end up liking this review, know that a lot of work went to it, so please do hit that thumbs up button, subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting the bell icon. That said, let's get started. So let's start with the question, what's the Redmi Y1? Well, stay with me here. The Redmi Y1 is a bigger Redmi 4 that comes with a larger display and a better selfie camera at the same price as the Redmi 4. So how does Xiaomi provide a larger display and a better selfie camera at the same price? Well, there are corners cut at a few other places. What are these places, you ask? Let's get to it. First, the build. The Redmi Y1 trades away the metallic build of the Redmi 4 and Note 4 in favor of plastic. Now, if you watch Xiaomi's presentation, they included the word metal like so many times, but it is what it is. The Y1 has a plastic back with a metal paint job. Xiaomi's done a reasonable job here. It doesn't look any worse than other Redmi devices, but in hand, it doesn't have the metallic heft or cool feel. The Y1 Lite or the Redmi Note 5A that we unboxed did have some creaking issues to the back. Happy to report that we didn't experience any such issues with the Redmi Y1. The next area of compromise is the battery capacity. The Redmi Y1 sports a 3080 mAh battery, a little over 1000 mAh lesser than what's on the Redmi 4. Given that the display is 0.5 inches larger, the battery life as expected does take a hit. That is a negative only when you compare the Redmi Y1 to other Xiaomi phones in this segment. When you look at it as just a phone by itself, it fares reasonably well. In my 5 days with it, it got me through a day of regular usage with about 20% juice left. That's good. But still, I couldn't help feel underwhelmed since the Redmi 4 would have easily lasted me through most of day 2 with similar kind of usage. Now the third corner cut is with regards to the rear camera. Instead of the 13 megapixel f2.0 shooter from the Redmi 4, we are getting a 13 megapixel f2.2 shooter here. But this isn't really a negative since we don't expect much from a camera in this segment. The Redmi Y1 surprisingly fared reasonably well. Under good lighting conditions outdoors, the rear camera actually produced some nice results. A bit of software sharpening could be seen, but I feel it kind of complemented the overall image quality. Look at this lock, it looks really sharp. The colors look good, they are a tad oversaturated, but not enough. It doesn't really, Xiaomi's not really gone overboard here. Look at this. The images are a little on the warmer side of the spectrum. The orangish tint could be seen in this image. The dynamic range is average and gets a tad better with HDR mode on. Here the plants and trees look kinda dull, but the clouds are visible, not blown out. Under low light, as expected, the rear camera faltered. The images are of acceptable quality. The camera clearly struggled to capture enough light. There was a lot of noise and the detail levels, as you guys can see, is kind of poor. But then again, we need to remember this is a budget phone and for the price, the performance isn't all that bad. The Y1, as far as videos go, can shoot 1080p videos at 30 frames per second. Of course, there is no OIS or even EIS here, hence these jitters. The quality too is average at best. It's not as sharp as one would expect a 1080p clip to be. It is not well exposed either. The entire scene looks darker than it actually was. Where Xiaomi has actually done a good job is with regards to that selfie camera. Now this is a 16 megapixel f2.0 shooter to the front, making the Redmi Y1 a kinda selfie-centric phone, and it is quite evident from these selfies, they look really good. There is a great deal of detail, the skin tones are natural, the dynamic range isn't great, but again we are talking about a selfie camera, that too on a 9,000 rupee phone, so for the price I'd call it good. And of course they've thrown in an LED flash for the selfie camera as well, so in those scenarios where the lighting is too low, you can make use of that. It worked quite well. The other improvement is, or rather the other change is the larger display. It's 5.5 inches now. This is an IPS LCD panel that's covered by 2.5D Gorilla Glass. The sad part is that the resolution remains at 720p, so this is not a very sharp panel. The pixel density is just 236 pixels per inch. The viewing angles aren't great either. There is a noticeable color shift. The brightness again is underwhelming. This panel can only reach a max brightness of 450 nits, so outdoors things get a little hard. It's kind of difficult to see what's on screen, especially on a sunny day. And again, the color shift is a little annoying. Xiaomi does provide options to tweak the color temperature and contrast, and that is something I do appreciate. Now barring these, the rest of it is a standard Xiaomi Redmi affair. Cell reception and call quality were great. Unlike with the Redmi 4, Xiaomi's gone for a dedicated dual SIM plus microSD setup, and that is kind of a big positive given how most of us need our GeoSIMs. And the air blaster still remains, helping you control your TV, air conditioner and whatnot. On the software side of things, the Redmi Y1 runs on Android 7.1 Nougat with Xiaomi's latest MIUI 9 on top. MIUI 9 keeps things really snappy here, even more so than when we saw the Redmi 4, since at that time when we reviewed it, it was on an older version of MIUI and Android. MIUI 9 brings with it native Android features like split screen multitasking to run two apps side by side at once and quick switch to jump between the current app and the last one used. There are also MIUI features like the ability to run two instances of the same app and app lock. Talking about app lock, the Y1 does feature a fingerprint scanner and it performed well. I faced no issues with it in my time with the Y1. So, what's the verdict? Is the Y1 a phone that you should actually care about? Well guys, the answer is probably not. See guys, the Y1 is priced at 8,999 rupees for the 332 variant and 10,999 rupees for the 464 variant. Now the Redmi 4 is priced the same. If you choose the Redmi 4, then you'd get about 40% better battery life, a crispier display since the display is smaller and that means the pixel density is higher, a better build quality, it's all metal. You do lose out on a dedicated microSD card slot and the superior selfie camera. At least here, if you wanted these things, you can consider the Y1, but at 10,999, the 464 variant, I'm gonna say that's a big no-no. At this price, the 332 variant of the Redmi Note 4 comes into play. And that brings with it a much more powerful Snapdragon 625 chip inside, and it also happens to be built on the 14nm manufacturing process. The Snapdragon 435 is built on the 28nm manufacturing process. So the 625, it's not just the extra 1000 mAh of battery on the Redmi Note 4, the 625 will give you a lot better battery life because it's a lot more power efficient. So that's there. And then the Redmi Note 4 also comes with a higher resolution display. And then there's the all-metal build. The black variant especially looks stunning. So why would Xiaomi even launch this phone? I'd probably say it's because of the selfie craze. We see so many people these days buying ultra low spec phones at extremely high prices just because of things like moonlight selfies and whatnot. And I guess Xiaomi just wanted a piece of that pie. So unless you are crazy, as in really crazy about selfies, you should probably pick up a Redmi 4 if you're on a budget and 9,000 is all you can spend, or go for the Redmi Note 4 if you're considering the 11K variant, because the Redmi Note 4, even as of today, still rules the 10 to 15K segment. So there you go, my 2 cents on the Redmi Y1. Do you agree with what I've had to say in this video? Do you have an alternate point of view? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So that's it for this video. If you hated it, I'm pretty sure you guys know what to do. But if you did like it, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and if you've already done that, hit that bell icon to make sure you get notified each time we upload a new video. So that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this here is Ash. Okay, if any friends or family are interested in buying a phone in this price segment or in the Redmi Y1 or in Xiaomi phones in general, do share this video with them. So thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this here is Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.